frog today. So hopefully it won't be too troublesome, but yeah, very scratchy. I don't know if something new is blooming or what the deal is, but I definitely am feeling it. So there we go. Have our Instagram on board. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Yes, it's Saturday. Wow. This week went fast. So I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom in your early morning intuitive guidance, also known as YEMIG, to start your day off well. And we have a great chapter today from Tosha Silver's Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead. And my first thought when the muscle testing suggested the book was, we have read absolutely everything in that book, 8 Ways to Sunday. Well, I opened to a page. Well, the first page was one where I'm like, nope, we just did this. Opened to a second page, was like, oh, we haven't done this chapter in a long time. And so obviously it is an auspicious occasion that it is arising right now. So I'm quite happy about this. I think it'll be very fitting and nicely work its way into the flow of what we've been talking about and probably where we're headed as well. So we'll give it a minute here and let some of the practical rebels show up. Yeah, yesterday was a long day. My granddaughter was alternately sleepy and chatty, and she was doing things this week that she wasn't doing last week. It was amazing how fast they change. Wow. It's a good thing I go up there once a week, because otherwise it would be, if it was like a month, it'd be an entirely different child. Good morning to O'Neill. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. She was able to get her fingers and her toes into her mouth by herself. She could reach for something and grab it on her own, including the dog. Poor guy. He's got his cone still on, so I was trying to keep them apart because he can wreak some havoc with that cone. And I think he gets it off Monday. Finally. Um, so we went for a walk halfway around the block. They've got an alley right behind them, so we cheated. And on the way back, we ran into a lovely neighbor woman, Janet. Got to meet her. Got to hear about her dog Molly and all the neighbor dogs. So it was a good visit. And then both Lauren and Derek got sprung from work early because it was slow. So Lauren was pooped. She looked like she was just going to take a nap. So I headed for home, got home early, got some stuff done, sat on my front porch and listened to my Holosync recording for the day. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Abigail. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So all in all, a good day. And I feel like today, I don't know why. I'm not even sure what all I'm planning on doing. There's art in the park today, which I might toddle down there earlier rather than later because I am not a fan of heat. But I don't know. We'll see what speaks to me. Feels like some kind of a deep dive is waiting to happen. So we shall see. But for today, we have Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead by Tosha Silver. And as I said, I felt like we've read everything in here a bazillion times, but this one, not so much. So we'll do some tapping in a moment. And also, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow, good morning, Gwen, glad you're here. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the Unity Intention Collective, where we gather for a half an hour on Zoom, to do some energy work, sending good juju to our country and to the world. Good morning, Beth. Glad you're here. And everyone to the person says afterwards that they feel so much better because they feel like they're in flow and they've gotten things moving and that healing can occur. So if you'd like to join us, if you already get the invitations, the link will be in there. And if you don't and you would like to, you can send an email to my email, bonnie@empowermentandpurpose.com, and just say you want to join the Unity Zoom call tomorrow. And I'll get you hooked up. So tapping and breath. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Boy, I can tell I was holding baby most of the day. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. morning, Beth. If I didn't say good morning to you, I can't remember. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more for good measure. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And I have to tell you, excuse me, I cleaned up my air conditioner and put it back in the window. World of difference. World of difference. So if you, like me, did not know until now that you can tear apart and clean an air conditioner, know that you can tear apart and clean an air conditioner, and it makes a boatload of difference. So there's lots of videos on YouTube. I love that. You can find anything on YouTube, a video. How do I do this? How do I change this particular thing out? How do I deal with this auto part? How do I, anything? I don't care what it is. Plumbing stuff. Yes. And cleaning your air conditioner. I think I watched a 6-minute video and I killed it. So our chapter for today is called Celestial Clockwork. And it is on page 154 in my book. We'll see where it's at in your book. Excuse me. God darn it. So I think I called this something like obstacles into opportunities, or opportunities and obstacles, or something like that. But when we shift our mindset from looking at something as an obstacle to looking at it as an opportunity, magical things happen. So I've got this one sitting on my desk. Expansive consciousness dissolves obstacles. They become opportunities when you're looking at it through a much wider lens. When you adjust your perspectives to see it as, what's in here for me? What am I meant to learn from this? What are the opportunities in this difficulty? Okay. So the quote is by Anonymous. It's too bad it's anonymous, because someone would really like to claim having said this. This is a good one. Be grateful for the karma you don't have. Be grateful for the karma you don't have. So she's got a couple of stories that make the point that what appears to be an obstacle can indeed be an opportunity. The other day I was driving home when I hit what in my small town was an unusual major traffic jam. The Park Street Bridge had opened to let through a large ship at the same time that the last of rush hour traffic hit. A line of cars dragged for blocks with no escape route. I watched the people around me grow agitated by the minute. Attitude. What are we doing here? Yep. I decided to just let go. Actually, let me share a story with you from yesterday. So we're driving through. We go from 70 miles an hour down to 60 miles an hour through a construction zone in which fines double. So I'm in the left lane because I'm passing somebody, and when I get past them, it's 2 lanes, and it's weaving off of the road onto these side roads and then back onto the road. It's a solid white line. The guy behind me in a big pickup truck is flashing his lights at me, riding my bumper that I'm supposed to get over. The line is solid. Up ahead, shortly, is the dashed line that says, yes, you can change lanes now. So I'm waiting to get to the point where I'm allowed to change lanes. Nope. He heads over to the right lane. He roars past me. He's flipping me off. He's blowing black smoke. Yeah. I blessed him on his way. It must suck to be him. So on we went. Traffic was horrid. People were not very attentive. There were more than one time where traffic bogged way down to the point of stopping, and people were not paying attention. I did see one. This I don't think was related to traffic necessarily, but on the far left side, i.e. to the left of the fast lane, a pickup truck turned backward facing us as traffic's going past, with one of those big, heavy utility trailers smashed into the wall. It must have broken loose, and I don't know if he didn't have the safety chains on or if they snapped or whatever. But yeah, that was one wrecked trailer, and it had a load on. So he did not have a good day. He did not have a good day. So again, blessed him and went on my way. So she's sitting here in traffic. I decided to just let go, take a deep breath, and inwardly say, my life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. That line I need to tattoo on the inside of my eyelids. Thank you, Abigail, for posting that. Yes. Could you also post all delays are beneficial? I think that one would be helpful to so many of us. I'm always at the right place at the right time. She says, growing up as a really impatient child, Mars conjunct Saturn in Sagittarius, this statement has really altered my life. So I turned up some Lady Gaga, wrote in my journal, and chilled. In about 20 minutes, I was on my way. When I got home, I saw the blessing. 4 squad cars and 2 ambulances packed my street. 20 minutes earlier, a drunk driver had skidded out of control in front of my building, bashing like a pinball into 7 different vehicles, one by one. Without the delay, I might have been right in the line of fire. I always think of that. Thank you, Abigail. I appreciate that. I always think of that when someone pulls out in front of me and is going under the speed limit. Okay, thank you. There must be a reason I meant to slow down. There must be a reason I meant to slow down. My friend Tom told me a similar story that happened to him in reverse. He had taken his beloved boyfriend home to meet his family in Buffalo for the first time. All had gone reasonably well. Even his rather fundamentalist father was uncommonly gracious and kind. But the night before their scheduled departure, the dad suddenly went mad. He decided the sinners could not be in his home a moment longer. They had to go. While his loving mom stood by apologizing and crying, Tom and his partner threw their luggage in the car in a frenzy, speeding out of town like a band on the run. It was, he reminisced tartly, quite the exciting little psychodrama. They decided to drive all night to get back to the enlightened world of Manhattan. Later that evening, they saw the cosmic handiwork. A freak blizzard had gathered from nowhere, hitting Buffalo 2 days early. The news showed cars abandoned by the side of the New York thruway like empty carcasses buried under 3 feet of snow. The National Guard was called out. Emergency shelters were set up. If my dad hadn't gone stark raving ballistic, we would have been trapped. The storm front was precisely where we would have been driving. The universe expelled us at the perfect time. You just never know what blessings an obstacle or problem may be creating, and what larger nightmares you may totally be spared. So let me read that again. You just never know what blessings an obstacle or problem may be creating. You just never know what blessings an obstacle or problem may be creating. So, when you have an expansive consciousness about it, I wonder why this is happening. I wonder what's going to come out of this. Yes, Barb believes it. Yay. So do I. I wonder what's going on. Sometimes I get frustrated with the universe. Okay, God, why? I don't get it. Maybe why isn't my issue. Maybe I don't need to know why all the time. That pissed me off way back when I was in my 30s, I think. And my therapist said to me, what if you don't always need to know why? What if you're not going to figure out why? Oh, I was so frustrated at that point. Now I'm like, yeah, maybe I don't need to know. But expansive consciousness dissolves obstacles. When you view it as, I wonder what blessing this obstacle might be creating for me. I wonder what blessing this problem may be creating for me. What's the blessing here? What's the blessing here? What's the blessing here? So that is today's chapter. I hope you put it to some good use. I know I'm going to put it to some good use, especially around some of the things where I'm feeling kind of thwarted. Like I've emailed a certain person a couple of times and he's not getting back to me. And I left a phone call for someone and she's not calling me back, but she did send me an email about something else. And, a couple other circumstances where I'm like, this is just weird. It's not the normal exchange one would expect. Maybe that expectation is inappropriate. Maybe I need to be looking at it as this is unfolding divinely perfectly. In divine right order, divine right timing. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's unfolding. What if we try that on? What if we try that on just for today and see how it goes? See how that changes your perspectives on things. Ask, what is the blessing here? Yes, thank you, Gwen. Absolutely. And in the moment, you may not know. Like in the moment when she's stuck in traffic, she doesn't know. It's not until she gets home that she figures it out. And again, there may be some circumstances where you don't figure it out. You just need to make the assumption this is in my highest and best good. I stepped off the curb, twisted my ankle. I had a car accident. I forgot to mail a bill on time. I whatever. How is this in my highest and best good? What's the blessing here? And if an answer isn't forthcoming, I'm just going to assume there is a blessing here. I'm just going to assume there's a blessing here. Isn't this interesting? I wonder what this is about. Made it all the way to the end without the frog bothering me. So, yes, divine right timing and divine right order. Allow the universe to slow you down here and there. Allow the universe to speed you up here and there. Trust the divine unfolding. Have an awesome Saturday. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I'll figure it out. Have an awesome Saturday. We'll see you again tomorrow. If you want to join us again for the Unity Intention Collective, send me an email, bonnie@empowermentandpurpose.com, and we will send you the link to get into the Unity Intention Cafe, half-hour Zoom, and we do a little guided imagery or some kind of a energy sharing prayer, whatever you want to call it, to help the world and help ourselves. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.